Hey, this is Full Game Prometheus, the only YouTuber that actually shows you full games of all the tips and schemes I post on my channel. I'll show you the good, the bad, and the ugly. Alright, so guys, I want to go ahead and talk about the top 5 plays that I actually found that I built out of my Carolina Panthers playbook. There was basically 5 plays that I really liked running a lot. They were one of my base plays I jump into, or plays that I wanted to get to. And I want to first start off with the number 5 play. This is basically the play I usually use a lot. Initially when I started, I did about 10 games that you guys have seen in the channel of me using this, and the first play we're going to take a look at is going to be the play action misdirection. Alright, so we're going to run this against random defenses, and I'm actually going to go ahead and pop a link to the descriptions below how these plays are run. So basically what I would do with this particular play is I take the blocking tight end Manhurts, and I put them on a whip route, and the reason I have them on a whip route is essentially it gives me a fast man read, because whip routes are very effective against man. Also what I do is I hot route the outside receiver Shepard into a quick out and go, because against man coverage what happens is a lot of times you'll actually go ahead and beat your opponent with this particular play. So you can see right there Patrick Peterson is able to go ahead and make a play against the ball, but you can, if you don't, if you're obviously not playing against the best defensive back in the game, it's going to essentially go ahead and you can get a good opportunity against one-on-one coverage. So with this particular play, basically how I'd run this particular play is I'd have my man read, and then I'd have my my zone reads. I'd either go hit high or low. Right here, right there, Dixon's able to go ahead and make almost make a completion right there. But this is how I'd actually run this particular play with this game. So it was a good play, especially if I had an opponent that played a lot of man coverage, because that out and up, it'll basically toast it, and you get a one-play touchdown. So another thing I started noticing too as I played, and this is after I posted the play, is that this this in and up actually is very effective against cover 2. So if you know your 4 progressions, your 4 reads with this particular play, you can essentially shred your opponent with this, and then obviously you can jump into like a nice little inside zone running play to go and pick up some pretty good yards. So the single back ace with that particular play is just one of the better plays in the game. So let's go into the second play, or the fourth play that I really liked out of this Carolina Panthers scheme. What I really liked is the pistol play, and it's really a complement of two different plays that I would jump into. So one of the things I would do is that I always go ahead and do dual halfback, and I try to have my faster halfback at the fullback position, because the way I run this particular play, this running scheme, is to basically go ahead and look for the triple option. So base play would actually call is going to be the halfback zone weak. Run this against random defenses, and really what I would do is I would just look at the box. Now here's the key with this particular running play. You take a look at the tight end Dixon over his man. Now if the defender's on the inside of Dixon, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into the triple option, and I'm just going to go ahead and the triple option, I'm going to try to hand it off to the fullback position by holding the X or Y button once the ball is snapped. And what's going to happen is he's going to be able to kick out to the outside. Now the safety came down, played that perfectly. But if you don't have an edge defender over there, basically McCaffrey is going to get a crazy release, and you can pick up a good 10 yards. Now another thing I would do with this particular play is I'd leave the halfback zone as our base play, and if I see less people in the box, I see more people on the right and on the left, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and either pinch my offensive line by hitting the left bumper and pinching down, or I'd actually go ahead and shade them off to the left by hitting the left bumper and shade them off to the left. Now the key to running this particular halfback zone weak is watching the tackle, and if the tackle actually cuts out wide, basically what you want to do is you want to take the ball wide right there. So let's see if we could do this again. Right there, holes right up the middle right there, and I'm able to pick up a good 10 yards against my opponent. So what I would do is do inside run, and I'd actually go ahead and try to look for the double team. The double team is going to pretty much show me where the hole is going to be at. Now I've got 2 defenders off, and I've got 2 high safeties. This is probably cover 2. So what I'll do is I'll go in and jump into the triple option, and all I'm going to do is when I snap the ball, I'm going to hold the X button. And basically I'm going to go ahead and kick the ball to the outside. So you got that 2-headed rushing attack with the inside zone. And if I got an edge defender off the edge, I've got two edge defenders off of Dixon, I'm just going to go ahead and run it off the left-hand side. And this is a very effective run. And I use this in MUT solos, and I carve up for a lot of yards with it. So I really do like this. This is a very easy running scheme that I've had really good success with it, and it really forces your opponent to put people in the box, go into cover 4 type coverages. It makes it very difficult for them to go into. So this is definitely my number 4 play, one of my favorite plays in this particular game. So let's go ahead and take a look at the number 3 play that we like to use. Now the number 3 play I like to use in this scheme was gun tray open, and the play in particular is an audible, so it didn't really come out of as a base play, but it's the play action read. Basically what I do with this particular play is I look for off coverage for funches on the outside. Now you can see that's an out route that's 15 yards depth. If you got a person that's playing off coverage and he doesn't have a defender fall back in that area, you're going to be able to pick up an easy first down completion. So what I do is I do Stewart, I put him in a block and release, and my first progression is going to be the defender over the middle, and then I've got a deep in route on the back side against my opponent. So if he's doing outside coverages, you've got inside routes. If he's doing outside coverages inside coverages, you've got outside routes. So funches on the backside are here. If no defender falls in the area, I'm going to go ahead and attack him for that 15-yard out. Now this wasn't a play that I jumped into as much because it just didn't jump into the tray open, because there's the gun split Panther was one of the plays that I like to go ahead and attack my opponents with. But man coverage, you've got basically this nice little crossing route that you can attack your opponent. If you go ahead and have a fast tight end, it's definitely a coverage buster. But this deep out route was basically the thing that got me really excited about that, because it's hard to have deep out routes that you know you're going to get a guaranteed 15 yards. So that essentially these were the routes that I would use to go ahead and beat my opponents with and get easy yards. So this is one of my favorite plays. And if you have a lot of time, you've also got a big cover 2 buster with this route right here, but I didn't have enough time right there. I probably should have blocked my running back. But you can see what's going to happen is this deep inside post. This is a double move post. It takes a little bit more time to develop. But you can see he is going to split this coverage, and essentially he's going to be open for a touchdown. So if I probably would, when you got a cover 2 shell, it's better to block your running back. Just give yourself a guaranteed 6 blocker. So let's go ahead and jump into the second most favorite play that I found in this game. All right, so basically 2 and 1, my favorite plays in this particular scheme are in the gun split Panther, and I don't see these plays in any other playbook. So this is really ideal for a custom playbook. My number 2 play was actually slot post angle, and once again, it's attacking my opponent off to the right hand side. It's the quick out or the deep out. You pick up easy yards with that particular play, so it's just easy to pick up good completions. If you use this kind of blitz, you can actually pick up an easy 10-15 yards on that completion right there. You've also got basically the checkdowns. I've got the running back route, and I was dumping down to this tight end route too, which is a block and release. Now the only thing I don't like about this play is this deep post. It will beat a lot of coverages, but cover 2 with a mid read, the mid read will get into that guy's area, and a lot of players right now online are basically going ahead and they're attacking opponents with a mid blue or mid deep blue, just making a manual adjustment out of it. But you've also got this little wheel route. If you've got a good effective catching running back, you can hit him with that. So this is a play that I jumped into a lot. You'll see me when I needed to get conversions using this play and just attacking my opponents with it dramatically. So let's take a look at number 1. All right, so by far my favorite play that I almost abandoned. I didn't even want to. I was looking at it, I didn't like it, and I was going to go ahead and get rid of it. And then I actually just forced myself to play it. Is the play action inverted veer. This particular play is probably one of the best plays, and I use this especially when I'm doing solos and MUT. If I just need to move the ball down the field, I use it in no huddle type of situations, because the complement of all these routes essentially will toast every single type of coverage out there if you can make your reads correctly. You could pretty much hit anybody, any player on this particular play if you know your reads, you know how to make your coverage reads. So this looks like it's cover 4. It's actually man. So basically against man coverage, you're crossing a guy right here, which if you take a look at the play art, it's like a little drag route. It's like a slant drag. It always gets separation. Against cover 3, you've got you basically got the wheel route. This route, if the defenders don't play up, the deep dig route is going to be cleared out by the posts. Let's see, cover 3. Here's go cover 3. This is easy completion for 10 yards. And if I get a cover 2, I'm going to toast the CPU over the middle, but this is cover 3. So once again, flat route right here. You go ahead and just attack that. Got rid of that ball a little bit fast, it looked like. I recommend you guys taking a look at this. I'm trying to force it into the deep post, and that's not going to happen for me. There you go. So it got into deep post right there, but against cover 2, the deep post gets wide open. So guys, if you get a chance, go ahead and take a look at my gameplay. These are my top 5 plays that I actually use out of the Carolina Panthers, in particular this play action inverted veer, and you can't find it in any of their playbook. It's a shame. This play is just phenomenal. It's just one of my favorite plays in the game. So thank you once again to my subscribers. If you guys like these type of breakdowns, make sure you hit the like button. And once again, thank you for your support, and until next time.